Hello friends, and welcome back to the Mothership. Today we are smoking up our very own Texas style no bean beef chili. Let's get started. Here is a chuck roast, which I had vac sealed at some point in the past. I don't know. But let's get it out of my little vacuum seal pack. See what we're working with here. In general, not a lot you want to do with these. If you start pulling on any of this fat, you're gonna just completely destroy the consistency of this nice uniform cut here. But what we want to do, since there's not really any trimming I need to do here, we want to get some seasoning on there. So we're going Texas style, which would probably end up just being salt, pepper, garlic. But for this time around, we are going to start with, instead of just kosher salt, we're going to go with a nice coating of Lawrys. Make sure to get all the sides. Looks good. I'm going to get it onto a wire rack so I don't lose seasoning on both sides. Then we're also going to hit it with some coarse black pepper. And we are going to be adding garlic into the actual chili itself, but we're going to hit the meat with some garlic powder. There we go. Nice and seasoned cut of meat. This is going to go into my fridge. I want all that salt from the Lawrys to absorb into it before we actually start smoking. Yeah, into the fridge we go. I don't know, give it about an hour. And then we'll start thinking about actually smoking this thing. And the chuck roast is on. Here we have it on the top rack, and then underneath I put an enamel. It's like a Le Creuset kind of pot. This is what I'm actually gonna make the chili in, but I'm gonna collect any of the juices that come out of this thing. I'm gonna close it up so we don't lose our heat, but I'm running this at a very low temperature, 180 degrees for me. I wanna get as much smoke on here as I can. The intention is I'm going to take it to about 140, 145-ish, and that's where we're going to take it, chop it up, put it into the pot, and then continue the smoke. But for now, I want the chuck roast to just do its thing until about 140, 145. Now our meat is just about there, guys. We're at about almost 140 degrees. When that's done, I'm going to take it inside. I'm going to just let it sit for a couple minutes to let it kind of relax a bit, cool off a bit. Then we're going to cube it up, and that's going to go into the pot to actually make our chili. But at this point, we need to start thinking about all the other ingredients. So I am going to use, obviously, some chilies here. These are Ancho Chilis. There's some dried ones. Honestly, at this point, we're really making it based on your spiciness level that you're interested in. Those are anchos. This is a Guajillo. And don't make fun of my Spanish too much, guys. I'm not great at it. But these are dried, obviously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stem them, take out the seeds, and then I'm going to put them into some boiling water. Actually, before that, I'm going to toast them a couple minutes on just a hot pan. And then I'm going to boil them I'm going to try and blanch them for about 5 to 10 minutes to get them nice and workable. And then we're going to move ahead with actually getting them cut up, put into our chili pot. But for now, like I said, I'm going to pull the seeds out, pull the stem off, and then we're going to just toast them, blanch them. Then we'll come back when it's time to keep everything up, put it into the pot, and then we can move forward with actually making this chili. Those peppers are boiling. So also in the meantime, I went and got our red onion nice and roughly diced up. I'm also going to take a whole bunch of garlic and do the same thing. And then I'm just going to quickly saute these for a couple minutes. They don't need to be like translucent. I just want to get them a little bit softer. Let them, be able to meld into the pot better. But crush these up. Going to dice these two. Saute the whole thing. And then we'll come back and we will chop up this beef. And we'll get moving ahead with our chili. Now, in assembling our chili, guys, first thing we need to do is grab a couple beers. One for yourself, and then I'm going to pour one into our Dutch oven here. That's going to be our base. Then I'm going to take our chuck roast, and we're going to cube it up. All these little cubes are also just going to go right into our pot. Perfect. Now here's our chilies. I'm just going to chop them up as best I can. You could definitely puree them. I'm looking for a little more of a bite, but pureeing would work perfectly fine. All right, all that's going in the pot. Here is our onion and our garlic. That's also going into the pot. We don't actually need the cutting board now, so let's get this out of the way and focus on our chili pot here. Now we want some tomatoes in here, so here's 28 ounces of diced tomatoes and 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. For dried seasonings, I'm gonna do about 3 tablespoons of ground cumin, 2 tablespoons of paprika, 3 teaspoons of oregano, and then lastly, for a little bit of fun, we're adding in 2 teaspoons of cacao. Now this last part is obviously up to you. This is salt and pepper, so put in as much as you need to get to the level that you want. It's a lot of liquid, a lot of stuff, so don't be afraid to add some salt in there and some black pepper. But get some in there, get a nice mix, get everything mixed together nice and good. Now once you get to the point you like, you could absolutely add some chili powder. You get all kinds of stuff here. This is up to you at this point, how much spice you want. More chili powder obviously is more spice. Adding in some more salt, some more pepper, all this stuff. But we'll have more opportunities to add more of that. But at this point, smoker's gonna go to 225 and this is going back on. And we're looking at like 4 hours of melding. This is just all gonna come together. So back on the smoker we go. Let it sit for a while and just kind of do its thing. Everything's gonna come together. This chili has been running for about 4 hours now. We've just been letting it sit and simmer in this temperature of about 225, 240, something like that. Just about time to pull it in. I'm gonna let it wait until the very last second, then take it in, let it rest for maybe 5 minutes. But right now, we're getting to that point. I'm gonna give it another half an hour and then it's coming in, it's gonna rest, and then we're gonna see just how we did. All right, so as soon as I pulled this inside, I let it rest. It's just sitting on our counter for the last, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. The first thing I did is I took about a quarter stick of butter, tossed it in there, and I took some MSG along with the salt that I put in earlier, added that as well. You don't have to do that, but that just adds extra flavor. You could use Worcestershire sauce or anything like that. It's gonna give you that flavor. I just have MSG lying around, so I know that's gonna get me where I want it to go. But dialing in your salt-pepper ratio is important here, but you don't really need to add extra acidity. We have that beer in there. You could add some red wine if you really want to, but it's where it needs to be, I think, especially with all that tomato and stuff. And then on the other side, we've got this delicious looking, smells really good, chili right here. Now when we actually eat this, guys, we're gonna do it the way it was intended, which is on top of garlic bread, Texas toast, something like that. If you're from a certain area of Ohio, you might do it on top of noodles, or on top of, I guess, a hot dog if you're in Chicago. But we're gonna do it on top of some garlic bread today. And we'll probably put some cheddar cheese, something like that on top. But the most important thing is what we actually created. So I'm just gonna eat it as is, not with all the accoutrements. But I am starving. This has been a long cook. We've got some really good chunks of our chuck roast in here. It's time to give the old-fashioned chomp. So you can see right here, this is one of our delicious looking little spoonfuls. Oof, looks great. Let's see how we did. That is what I'm looking for. You know, I'm not a big fan of beans. Surprise. I don't think you've ever seen anything on this channel that has beans in it. I don't really like beans. But Texas style chili, no beans in there. It's just good old fashioned meat, some tomatoes, and a bunch of different types of chilies, different types of peppers, that is. And then on the other side, you've got something absolutely fantastic. It's very easy to do, guys, just time. You're basically just throwing meat into a pot, throwing a whole bunch of other stuff in there and waiting for it to be finished. And you can make a lot of food with not a lot of prep, I guess. I mean, I guess there is some prep, but basically this is 2 pounds worth of meat, 2 cans of tomatoes, and a couple of peppers, and we've got a ton of food here. We'll probably have to freeze most of it. So you can feed a whole bunch of people with not a lot of work. And most importantly, though, we use a smoker here, so we got a whole bunch of smoke flavor on there. You can definitely taste it. The chuck roast has a really good smoky flavor. All the smoke has been infused into everything because we let it sit there for about 4 hours on top of our smoker. It's delicious. If you have never tried this before, it's super easy. Basically, you're just running your smoker as an oven for the last bit, which is that throwing it in the oven piece, or throwing it in the smoker piece, for 4 hours. But the main piece here is smoking it. So that 3 hours we did in the morning on the meat, you probably could have thrown your vegetables on there as well. Definitely get some more smoke. But this is very, very good, very smoky, very delicious. I would love to hear down below what you guys' thoughts are. Do you do something different? Have you made Texas-style chili before? Are you from Texas? Do you like your chili differently? Love to hear what your thoughts are. This recipe is very, very good, if I do say so myself. We're definitely going to enjoy this one tonight. But I'd love to hear how you guys are doing it differently. And most importantly, I'd love for you guys to get out there and cook something absolutely fantastic. Let me know down below exactly what that is, and I'll catch you guys on the next UFO barbecue. Bye-bye.